Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the Smith Show. Tonight we have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have Mr. Senator Henry Clay coming to join us on the show, and we're going to talk about this pressing matter that is the Compromise of 1850. But you know what caught my eye about that? The Fugitive Slave Act, which basically says that if you're black in the North, you can be, sent back into slavery. Now what type of BS is that? What was that noise?
You, Tobias, you're coming with me.
Why?
It's the law. You're a fugitive slave and,
Fugitive slave? I don't remember being put into slavery. No, I'm from Chicago!
Sorry about that. I'm Michael Cash, and I'll be replacing Tobias for the remainder of the show. Back to the compromise. Some of the things that went along with this controversial compromise were California being admitted as a free state into the Union. This made Northerners very happy. However, Utah and New Mexico were given the choice of popular sovereignty, which made the Southerners very happy. Popular sovereignty means that the citizens inside the state can vote on whether or not they want slavery. Now, to learn more about the Fugitive Slave Act, we go to a reporter in the field, Mark Blanchard.
Thanks, Michael. I've been around the country these past couple of months interviewing people about what makes this act so bad. I mean, they get a job, they get work, they get alright living conditions, and, they work 16-hour days. Yeah, but I'd say I work 16-hour days. I go home after work, I work 9 to 5, then I go home, I cook my family dinner, I help my kids with their homework and all that, and then I'd say that rounds out to about 16-hour day. And so I wanted to get a little bit more insight from the other perspective, so I decided to interview a slave owner. I'm here with Sheldon Stapleton the 16th, and I would like to know what's with all the fuss about this act. It provides a nice, loving household for people all across the country. Sure, there are usually pretty strict rules and very severe punishments, but, how else are people going to learn the rules?
I believe the Union could find a way to stick together without this.
And why do you think that is?
The nation is being destroyed. The North is tearing apart this Union.
Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Mark, for that compelling interview. And now, it's time to bring in our two special guests, President Zachary Taylor and Henry Clay.
It's great to be here, Michael.
Indeed.
And Mr. Clay, is it true that you brought this compromise to our great country?
That is true, yes.
And that many would call you the great compromiser?
Well, Michael, I wouldn't go that far, but I do believe I try my best to bring this nation together.
And Mr. President, how do you feel about this bill?
I support this bill.
And, Mr. President, well, this is getting awkward. So we go to Tobias in the slave transport wagon.
Well, hello. It's been 5 hours and I'm still sitting in this wagon. Guy doesn't know the difference between a free man and a slave, obviously. But, it smells like manure in here and it's damp and I'm tired.
Hey, keep it down back there.
Don't hike up your skirt. But I gotta keep the news going. So, while I plot my escape, I am so glad that this harmonica doubles as a knife. So, gotta get out somehow, don't I? Back to you at the studio, Michael.
Well, with Mark coming back to the studio, now's the time where we ask the audience their opinions.
Can we get a recap of the Compromise of 1850?
Of course. The Compromise of 1850 is where states like California got admitted as free states, and states like Utah and New Mexico got popular sovereignty, which means that they get to choose whether or not they want slavery.
What about the Fugitive Slave Act?
The Fugitive Slave Act means that slaves in the North, whether they are free or not, must be sent back to the South. Speaking of that, here's Tobias.
It's so great to be back. Yeah, stupid laws making TV look bad. But I had to change clothes. That awful slave wagon messed them up. So, it's almost time to wrap up the show. So,
You guys thought you could forget about me, but you couldn't.
Welcome back, Mark. Nice to have you back.
Or are we gonna end the show yet? Or what?
Yeah. So that'll be it.
I'm Mark.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Tobias signing off and saying USA, USA, USA.
Okay, are you ready?
Where I started.
We started?
Yeah.
One. Oh,
Thank you, Mark, for that compelling interview. And now it's time to bring in our two special guests, President Zachary Taylor. I don't know if you started or...
Indeed.
Well, with Mark coming back, now's the time where we ask the audience their opinions.
Can we get a recap of the Compromise of 1850?
Of course, the Compromise of 1850 is a bill... What are you doing?
Rules, and they're typically pretty harsh punishments.
The Union is being destroyed. The North is destroying.
Way to go.
I was so good that time. I didn't mess up.
He said, oh my god, he said that's so weird. He's like,
Does that sound?
So, while I plot my escape, I am so glad that this harmonica doubles as a knife. So,